We're continuing our transformation videos, and we're going to look at number 4 and 5. So 4 is a cubic function, and 5 is a rational function. So I'm going to use Desmos again and use that to help us. So on this one, the cubic function, notice that the original one is in orange. So the original cubic function does something like this. Okay, so it passes through 0, 0, it passes through 1, 1, it passes through 2, 8 up here, and then -1, -1, -2, -8 should be somewhere down towards the bottom. I don't know, somewhere down there. So it's doing that, and then when I reflect it, you may notice that this is actually, it doesn't really matter if you think of it in terms of being reflected over, it doesn't really matter if you think of this one as being reflected over the x or the y, because if I reflect this side over the y-axis, then I end up here. If I reflect this side over the x-axis, then I end up here. And you may remember that if I put the negative out front, I just have this. If I put the negative inside, I have negative x cubed, but when I cube that, I end up right back where I started, or not right back, but I end up with the same situation. Okay, so once I started with the parent function, then I reflected it, and then I needed to shift it. I'm going to shift it to the left 4 and up 5. And so this new, this place where it changes concavity, this is the point that we care about most in a cubic function, and now it's moved to here. We'll also look at this rational function. Now in the rational function, the parent function is in orange. So the parent function had asymptotes, I'll do them in red. So they had an asymptote, this would be at x equals 0, and this one would be at y equals 0. So that's the parent function's asymptote, and then the graph is in orange. Then what we end up doing here is we move it to the left 4 and down 3. So instead of being at x equals 0, it's now at x equals -4. Do you see how we have an asymptote here? And instead of being at y equals 0, we now have it at y equals -3. So we just picked up the orange graph here and moved it, well, and you can think of this center point, we moved it to the left 4 down 3, and so then we've got this new black curve that goes something like that. There you go.